I'm not pulling your leg. I'm going to make an offer for my fighter, Terence Crawford, versus Errol Spence in the fall. I'll send Al everything he... What up, Fight World? Terence Crawford versus Errol the True Spence Jr. Bob Arum said he going to send that paperwork if they get past their next two opponents. You dig? Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Oh, yeah. 2019 is going to be a luxurious year for boxing. I can feel it. It's in my soul. Feels good. Great. The Boxing Voice have a exclusive with Bob Arum. Link is in the description. Support. Make sure you guys go listen to it. It's a phone interview, whatnot. Bob Arum says if Terence Crawford, right, and Errol Spence, which he says he believes Errol Spence will beat Mikey Garcia. It's kind of interesting to hear Bob talk about that because that was formerly his fighter. Mikey Garcia used to be with Top Rank. I mean, actually, everyone used to be with Top Rank. Miguel Cotto, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, But Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., So a lot of people started off with Top Rank despite where they ended up and whatnot. Floyd obviously came out, the most lucrative and most successful. But anyway, he thinks Mikey's going to lose. His old fighter, Mikey Garcia, he thinks he's going to lose. A lot of people feel that, but, some people are picking rocking with Mikey Garcia March 16th, PBC, Fox pay-per-view. You guys got to tune in. Should be big. But Bob Arum, what he was talking about, he was talking about a potential fight with the boy, Bud Crawford. Listen, you don't get named after Bud unless you smoking fools in that ring like 420. But him versus the Truth is an epic fight. It's a crazy fight. He also likened what he plans to do if, obviously Terence Crawford has to get past Amir Khan, who's a good boxer, fast. So he says if that is done on both sides, then he'll make an offer for them to fight in the fall. Now, Top Rank, for their part, I can't, I don't work for Top Rank or whatever. I've been to several of their events, but they have been adamant about making Terence Crawford and Errol Spence in terms of, like, at least the public, which is a start, They have said that, Terence Crawford has been on record multiple times saying, like, he's down with it. The fighter, Errol Spence, has also talked about it too, but definitely Bob Arum himself has talked about it. But it's just, at this moment, talk. I haven't seen anything. No one really pushed paperwork or called the other person. So, me, at first I was saying Crawford and Spence, they should wait and let it build up, last man standing. And I still understand, like, I put it this way. This is my thoughts haven't really changed, but in case you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. An updated video for, just to give you guys something. My thoughts are this. I really feel that Bob Arum knows he doesn't have a deep welterweight stable. He used to, he used to be able to fight Juan Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao, had Ruslan Provodnikov, had Brandon Rios, had Jesse Var, So this is the driest that I can remember his welterweight stable being. So the problem with the guy like Terence Crawford is he has made, whether they admit it or not, he has made people into believers. And with that being said, they know he's good. So people aren't going to just go for the okie doke and don't want to see him in fights where it looks like, at least on paper, we know it's boxing, anything can happen and all that. But, people overall don't want to see him in fights that it looks like he's going to beat the dog shit out of this person, because it's not compelling enough for them. And that's kind of there's a lot of obvious, like, positives to being good, but there are some negatives. Like Rigondeaux, at 122, beast, couldn't get a fight. Got blacklisted by Top Rank, HBO, and others. Fans, turned their back on him. And that's because, not because he was a bad fighter, it's because people don't want no smoke with him, So there are some downsides there. And that's one of the unfortunate downsides for Terence Crawford. He's too good. He's too good to not be matched against other people who are like good, and have like somewhat of a sellable angle. And I think that's why Bob Arum is making this is just my perception of it. That's why Bob Arum is making such a strong play to try to get this fight done ASAP, because he really doesn't have anyone. Like, he has Mean Machine, Kavalofagus, or whatever his name is. That where would you put that? Is that a Vegas fight? I guess maybe Omaha would be the best, because where Crawford is, at least his crowd can come. But it's not a big fight. It's not a big enough fight. If he just fights a lot of the people he's with the WBO, go look at their rankings. You probably wouldn't even know a lot of the people in the top 10. So, I think Crawford is just simply put, just too good to fight a guy without a name, to fight. I'm not saying he can never take a break and like have a soft touch, but, when it comes to growing him and growing his star power, his star power will be at the same level unless he gets some of the PBC guys. The only thing that makes me question what Bob Arum is saying here is that he keeps saying that he's fixated on Terence Crawford facing Errol Spence. I get that that's the cream of the crop and the best fight that you feel, but look at it. Look at your stable at welterweight, and then look at PBC's stable at welterweight. Say what you want, but even if it's not Errol Spence, me personally, after the Amir Khan fight, after the Mikey Garcia fight, there's other guys outside of Errol Spence that will make a far greater Terence Crawford fight than really anyone at Top Rank that I can think of. Jose Ramirez, he's solid. He's a champion at 140, but at the end of the day, his last performance wasn't convincing enough. He had some struggle with Zapata, right? So I don't think enough people would be like, oh yeah, he's fucking with Terence Crawford, to the point where him moving up, I can't see that fight being made. They could have built it, and they were talking like they were going to build it, but based off that performance, I don't think that would be a big fight at the moment. He has to develop more. So, bottom line is Al Heyman got the juice at the welterweight division because he has the best fighters. So the Ugas Sean Porter winner, I wouldn't mind Crawford fighting them. It doesn't have to just be Spence. And that's what makes me like kind of question it a little bit, is like, why is it just Spence, and that's it? I get you feel that Spence is the best out of the bunch, but Danny Garcia, that's a good fight. Danny Garcia and Terence Crawford. Even if Mikey loses, if he doesn't lose in like a brutal way where people are like, oh shit, go back down to 135. If he holds a good account of himself, that could be a good fight. A rematch. The two have had some things to say back and forth to each other. So, that's the only thing that kind of makes me question what Bob Arum is saying, just based only on that, is why is it just Errol Spence? No doubt Errol Spence, we all know that's a good fight. But like I said, PBC, PBC, they got a journey and a plan for their fighters, as does Bob Arum. Bob Arum, he could have made the Pacquiao fight with Mayweather, in my opinion, but he didn't, because they didn't want to. They didn't want to complete drug tests and let Floyd dictate whatever their reason is. So it's just people do stuff sometimes when it's convenient for them. Like now that Terence Crawford is like this hungry bull, he's this hungry lion, and he's nonstop, and you have to sell him. Now you have to work with Al Heyman, And the other thing that is a little bit weird with Bob Arum, I understand he's an OG in the game, and he's gonna do whatever he wants. I'm just saying, my opinion is the incessant like diss tracks. Not like literal, like he's on the mic, like, Your reign on top was short as leprechauns as I crush so-called willies, thugs, and rapper dons. Not like that. Get in that ass quick, fast like Ramadan. It's the... He wasn't dissing him like that, but I'm just saying like Al Heyman is not a real person. You know, saying stuff like that, but then you gonna send him an offer. That doesn't really make sense because I'm just telling you straight. That's like a YouTube channel dissing me and then me doing a video with them. You know, me lending my audience to that, like, it's not gonna happen. You can't. How you gonna diss me and then need a favor from me type stuff? So, you know, we'll see. I don't know how it's all gonna play out. Like even the Wilder situation, it's kind of confusing. You know, Tyson Fury, I get the money. You know, you and your family are set, but they're saying the Wilder fight can happen. I'm trying to have my fingers crossed, but you know, Bob Arum has also said that we want to take a tune-up and then fight him in September. So now you have a whole different set of rules and people who weren't involved in the first fight, and now their opinions matter because they're putting up money and their name's going to be on the bill, and you know, it's partly their event now too. So that might have just messed things up. So ultimately, I don't want to do too much and get too hyped thinking like Spence and Crawford could actually fight this year, because the reality of it is we haven't seen it. You know, I'm not from St. Louis. That's the show me state, but you know, I love show and tell. When I was in elementary school, I love show and tell. You got to show me that. You can't just tell me that. You got to show me that. You know, you got a new Bugatti, show me. You know, I don't want to just hear it. I don't want to see pictures on your phone. Show me. You know, let me ride in. Show me the keys. Where they at? So we'll see. You know, I'm not gonna pass judgment and say it won't happen. And I'm not gonna say it will happen, because at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know what. See, I don't know. I don't tell you guys on my channel stuff. I don't know. I don't know because I don't know the intent, the real behind the scenes, not when the cameras are rolling. I don't know the intent of everybody. So I can't really say, oh, this is definitely gonna happen. So fingers crossed. It's a good fight. Crawford and Spence, definitely in my book, you know, the top two welterweights. We'll see what manifests and if they can get it done. And I think the Wilder Fury thing is a great starting point. We have to see if that even gets done, because that should be easy to make. They were already in negotiations while Fury was negotiating for ESPN. So if they can't get that done, you know, which is a rematch that everyone was craving, first fight did solid, the second fight could do better, then I have no real faith that the Errol Spence Crawford fight is going to happen this year. The other thing is, like, I'm not trying to make this video much longer, but at the end of the day, I don't know how it's going to work. ESPN Plus. So ESPN's set up. They got their own studio. They got their own streaming app, as does Showtime. So, you know, are we going to get back to like the Mayweather-Pacquiao? That was a mega fight, you know, and you've seen a joint Showtime HBO telecast. Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, same deal. Would they do it for a fight like this, which like Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson was a desire fight for 5 years or so? Same thing with Mayweather-Pacquiao. Would they do it for a fight at this level, which is, from a fan perspective, is a dream fight? But this is why I tell you guys as fans, you gotta support what's right in boxing. I'm not saying support some dumb shit or some fights you don't see, that you don't need to see or whatever. But when these guys are coming out, like Terence Crawford's been doing his thing, Errol Spence been doing his thing, Mikey Garcia's doing his thing, y'all gotta support that type of shit, because the more we support, the more the people, the higher ups, the big wigs see that there's money in boxing and want to invest and hopefully make the right decisions. But when people don't show up, you get a lot of bullshit. You know, when the fans turn on the fighter because they had one loss and stuff, then now people are scared to get that blemish removed. You know, like Tyson Fury might want to fight Wilder in a rematch all day, but does ESPN want him to fight on ESPN? You know, with Showtime, we gotta see. So that's the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.